Hello, I'm Linda K. Gifford, and I'm going to say this right off the top because I'm going to have to edit it out. Otherwise, I won't be able to boost my post. To the person who messaged me today from my hometown, as I put in the description, shockingly enough, from my hometown, where for a tiny little hometown, I have an inordinate number of readers, many of whom actually stand probably in defense of my ex-brother-in-law, who sexually abused me for 6 or 7 years of my life, depending on what you consider abuse. So to that person, I say, who told me that I need to stop putting my personal shit all over Facebook, fuck you. Okay? Fuck you. That's all. So now we'll edit that out. Let's start again, shall we? Hi, I'm Linda K. Gifford. I'm a sexual abuse survivor. I have spent my entire adult life running away from those memories and hiding them from everybody while kicking my own ass. And I'm done with that. And I want you to be done with it too. So, it's been a heck of a week. It's been a heck of a week. And for everybody, we all know trauma compounds. That's something you're hearing a lot in the news, and it's the truth. The more traumatic events a person goes through, the more they build up and have a cumulative effect. But they also have a numbing effect. The more, we're looking at the societally, how I'm talking right now, but let's break it down. Let's make it personal. Because that's really what I'm going to do today. This isn't a political rant. Many of you know that's how I got started here, and then it morphed into me writing my book on sexual abuse because I had a blackout, and I've had to come to terms with things like having alternate personalities. Who knew? That have taken over and saved me at times, and things like discovering that writing wasn't just something I did that was a wasteful pastime, but it actually probably saved me. It probably kept me alive. And I belong to a group called the Daily Haiku. So I was writing this haiku that came to me today. There are themes, and one of the themes right now is trees. And I have a special affinity to trees because we lived in the middle of 58 acres. And I want to say again, because it has gotten confused multiple times. My mother and father, in my opinion, in my eyes, in many ways, were practically saints, especially in the decency realm. My abuser was my oldest sister's first husband, my ex-brother-in-law, and his cousin, and another couple of friends of his, two of whom I am taking to court soon. So that being said, and everyone's waiting for that shoe to drop, and I admit I enjoy that. I hope you're being tortured. I hope you're being tortured half as much as you tortured me. It's hot in here. In my childhood. So today I wrote this haiku and attached it. There was a picture that I took where I love being in the woods, and I was thinking about how as a child, I didn't really realize until today. I've always known I love the woods. I love to camp. I love to be in them. I walk all the time. I need trees in my life. And I'm a tree hugger. And because the theme was trees, today I realized that the trees also hugged me. And so I named the photo that I had taken because it looked to me like the trees were wrapping me up. And then I filtered it to because that's what I do. And I named it Tree Hugger, but not because I'm a tree hugger, but because the tree is the hugger in this situation. And so I get this nasty message. I need to keep my personal shit to myself. If you want to read my haiku, it's on my page. You can go to this page and a Linda K. Gifford profile and whatever. I'm trying to combine those nasty women and self-talk, but that's why the name keeps changing. You have to have similar names to merge pages, and Those Nasty Women is actually a store now. It's about to be a store, and thosenastywomen.com is one of the collections on the Earth 2.0 fundraising platform that's about to launch. So I have so many irons and so many fires, and I'm excited about that. But that being said, I cried for probably 3 hours today. Not straight, but I couldn't get out of this funk. I couldn't. And that's okay. And I'm not going to kick my ass over it. And a lot of people get in funks and then they think that they're defective, there's something wrong with them, or they need to get out of it, or they drug their way out of it, which is the worst. I hate that. I hate that people think you need to drug your way out of your emotions. You know, sometimes you just need to have a good cry. Sometimes you do. And figuring out why was the thing for me. Today I was like, I have no reason to cry. I mean, sure, we've all got trauma in our lives. The pandemic's been hard on me and my business. You know, we've all got money issues. My car's got issues. But welcome to life. I don't let those things bring me down because they're out of my control. The things I lose sleep over are body memory. The things I lose sleep over are like my whole body goes tense. My whole body, when I lay down in the bed, every part of me is tense. And I've been working for years to get rid of this body memory. And there are ways to do that. There are ways to relax and do that, but that's not what we're going to talk about either. I'm jumping around, but here's what I really want to talk to you about. So in the middle of all of these feelings, it dawned on me, okay, I can't talk to you guys because I'm a mess. And then I'm like, no, that's why I talk to you guys, because I'm a mess. Then I'm like, am I a mess? Well, yes and no. We are all hot messes, pretty much. It's more a matter of reining in the horses, mentally, physically. I'm triggered every day. I cannot forget what happened to me. You can't make me forget. You can't tell me to forget. And writing, this is to the person who sent me that message and anybody else who feels that way, writing it out and finally talking about it and being honest with everyone in the world, I guess, if you want to tune into Facebook, has liberated me. It has liberated me, and it can liberate you. And this is where I'm going, the law of attraction. So the person who messaged me that I need to keep my fucking mouth shut, essentially, ooh, they might kick out my video. I don't want to have to edit that. So the person that messaged me, I'm not going to use a curse word this time. You're not my people. And what I have to say to the rest of you is anybody that doesn't relate with you, they're not your people. Don't worry about it. When you waste, anyone wastes any time worrying about what somebody else thinks about them instead of pursuing what they feel they need to do, then you're doing yourself a disservice, and you're doing them a disservice, and you're doing the world a disservice. What you're doing is you're putting up walls that stop the law of attraction from working. So let's talk about the law of attraction. Very simple. I posted, actually I watched what got me thinking about this. I was watching, so give credit where credit is due. Abraham Hicks, Facebook page, Abraham Hicks. There are some wonderful animated videos there. Really good food for thought. And this was good food for thought for me. Because this week I've had some battles, some personal battles, some mental battles, some triggers from the past. Finally trying to come to deal with my niece's untimely death. It wasn't suicide, but I would say death by despair last month. Drinking herself to failure. I mean, it's not suicide, but it ain't happy drunk. All of these things are heavy and they weigh. So, if I want to talk about it, and some people are turned off by that, they can go bye-bye. You don't need to be on my thread. You don't need to be here. If you want to comment or message me personally, better yet, I love that. I get that all the time. Little wusses who are too lame to speak out loud, so they think they can message me. Usually I just like snapshot it and post it on Facebook. But this one I deleted because I'm like, fuck you, motherfucker. Nobody needs to know your name. Because I'm good. I'm good with me. The law of attraction is such that as long as I and you are being who you want to be without worrying about what anybody else thinks of you, and as long as you're in your mind picturing yourself where you want to be, I mean, I'm not talking a beach in Florida, maybe not Florida, a beach in the Riviera. Yeah, I could do that. But I'm talking in a more realistic, everyday sense of like goals and life trajectory. To be where you want to be, it kind of goes hand in hand with the fake it till you make it thing, but this is way deeper than that. It's about, okay, if you are, let me precurse this, if you are thinking about what do they think of me, you're putting on this other person, business, entity, whoever, whatever it is, you're giving them the power over your future, because all you're going to do is attract, well, you're going to be lost in their world instead of your own. This manifests in so many ways. So many people, as Abraham Hicks, I don't know if that's the site name or a person or what, I really don't know. I didn't look into it that far. But what they were saying that I wholeheartedly understand now is you give that person that power that's occupying brain and effort space in your mind and your heart. I won't go there. So I really have arrived at a place where I'm not hurt anymore by anybody. I even get amused. It's like, okay, my job is done. An asshole is pissed at me. Fine, because they're not my people. Now, the people I respect, their opinions matter to me. Until they don't. Sounds cold and callous? Not at all. You'll find that there are people in your life, in your world, and for a lot of people it's their religion, it's their family's political views, that at some point you might discover it doesn't serve you anymore, and that you're kicking your own ass so hard just trying to be what they want you to be and participate in that if you got away from it and stopped thinking about that, you're going to vibrate on a different frequency. Now you're going to be who you want to be and who you are, and you reject that and you say, I'm not going to give time to that. So the only thing that can appear in your life, and this isn't magic, and it's not a magical being or God or somebody bringing it to you. The law of attraction is simply, in my mind, more of a law of physics thing. It's just a numbers game. It's a numbers game. By not associating with things that pull you away from the path you want to be on, you find that you have more time to be on the path you want to be on. And therefore, you're going to notice the people. You don't have this energy going out to, what do they think of me? You're going to start noticing the people that do the same kind of thing you do, that think the same way you do. I mean, now I work with over 40 artists and supplier groups in over 20 countries. You know, do you think I care about your goddamn opinion, person from my hometown? You know, enjoy that, whatever. But I am at a point in life where I can speak my truth. I can take my abuser to court, and I'm going to. I can look you in the eye. Better yet, I can look me in the eye now and say, my abuse was not my fault. And it also does not define me. I let it define 30 years of my life. I was telling my partner last night that my first husband, let me make this an official apology, was a great guy. And he deserved so much better than I could give him. And that doesn't mean I got in it for the wrong reasons or my heart wasn't there, because it was. But I wasn't at a point of being honest with myself, much less him or anybody else yet. And so I left him, and it was painful. But, I mean, more for all of us. But in the end, he found true, wonderful love. He's super happy. When I, you know, the little bits I see of their life, I'm like, this is awesome. I did the right thing. And that's another thing that is just important to remember. Your path is your own. And this was also in the Abraham Hicks video that I watched today that made it just really jumped at me. Remember, if you're trying to preserve some status quo or some religious, uphold some religious doctrine, you know, I have to do this, I got married, now I have to do this, I'm a bad person if I leave my kids, you know, I can't break up my family. It's like, I'm all for preserving families. I would never be a person to advocate not. But at the point where people realize that their personal happiness, satisfaction, desire, fulfillment cannot happen in this relationship, ending the relationship at that level, or actually you don't even do that, transforming that relationship into a healthy relationship is better. It is better to transform an unhealthy relationship into a healthy one. If that means divorce and kid sharing, and you're showing your children that when they are adults, that their satisfaction and their happiness is the most important. You are showing them that the law of attractiveness can work in their life. The law of attraction, not attractiveness. The law of attraction can work in their life too. So, my father, when he was alive, he was alarmed at my 3 divorces. You know, I wasn't thrilled about them either, and they were all my choices. But like I told him, well, what I actually told him was, I want what you have, because my mom and dad had a love relationship going back to 14 and 16 years old, which is kind of remarkable, really. They survived a lot together, and he died in her arms. And I wanted that. I didn't want to be in a relationship with someone who cheated on me. And then I didn't want to be in a relationship with someone who beat me up. And then I didn't, you know, I didn't want to show that to my children. I did the right thing in leaving those relationships. Had I remained and been a martyr, I would teach my children to be martyrs. And that's what I'm saying to you. Don't be a martyr. That doesn't mean don't try and work hard, but it does mean know who your people are and who they aren't. And I'm going to keep these live streams shorter. No more hour and a half long talks. I'm going to kind of like divide my subjects up, because I could just go on and on and on, because I do enjoy talking. But let's leave it at, for today, be who you are. And when you get triggers, which you will every day, whatever your situation, whatever your triggers are, whether it's emotional or physical or financial or whatever, remember your center. Remember what you want. Remember that all of those things are just outside manifestations in your world right now that you're part of. The world isn't owning you. The world is just a place you live in. So in order to start manifesting the things you want in your life, turn inward and make decisions about who you are, what you want, and what you will accept. Because here's my philosophy. Everyone can have their own belief on God, and if there is and isn't or is not an afterlife. My verdict is completely out. Until the day I die, my verdict will be completely out. So, based on that, this is the one life I know I've got. And for God's sake, and I do mean God, because God to me is the God. God is a term, a symbol, a symbolic word I give to the life force and the forces of goodness and kindness. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm not going to dwell on what my ex-brother-in-law did to me. I'm not going to dwell on the pandemic taking a hit on my business. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to make it better. And mostly, I'm going to know that all I have to do is be me, to be, whether you like it or not. And if you don't like it, that's okay. Some people are going to say, ew, and some people are going to look at you and they're going to go like, that's my kind of person. That's my shit. Those are your people. It's okay for some people to not be your people. Okay? So, look for goodness in the world and demand kindness in the world and walk away from those who would hurt you willingly, or even just accidentally because they don't have their shit together. One more thing I'll say. God, I wish I could remember the quote exactly, but you can't make a poor person, you can't make yourself poor enough to raise a poor person to prosperity, and you can't get sick enough to make a sick person well, and you can't give so much. I'm saying this all not exactly right from the quote that I looked at today. So again, Abraham Hicks, go to that page, check out the one on the law of attraction. Bringing yourself to somebody else's level isn't going to help them. That's what I'm saying. So hanging out and participating in a sick situation with a sick person isn't going to make them well. And you've got to be, your only responsibility is to yourself. Your only responsibility is to yourself. The best thing you can do for anybody in your life, including your own children, is to show them that what is most important to is their own happiness and their own fulfillment. And that doesn't mean walk away and abandon and leave anybody. That means love differently. There's all different ways to love. You can love in the same household. You can love in 2 households. My kids do. You take care, because I'm going to watch TV with my partner.